In the next 5 to 6 years, 25% of malls are likely to have closed, and online shopping will make up 25% of all retail sales in the United States. You know the story by now because since 2010, retail stores have been declaring bankruptcy, scaling back locations, and going out of business steadily enough that in 2017, an Atlantic article coined a phrase to describe the carnage, the retail apocalypse. This isn't empty sloganeering, the numbers back it up. The average US household spent $5,200 online last year, which is up nearly 50% from 5 years earlier. Let's have a moment of silence for some of the victims. You know who's not afraid of big bad Amazon? TJ Maxx. They're not only surviving, they're thriving through the retail apocalypse. For the past 23 years, they've reported increased revenue every quarter. Theirs is a simple strategy based on human psychology combined with an innovative buying team and nimble logistics. Tell us your secrets, TJ Maxx. Okay, and while we're here, let's just take a second to hit subscribe if that's something you haven't done yet. Okay, onward. Let's start with the simplest part of the formula. Everyone loves a bargain, and doubly so when it's an unexpected deal. We know from research that the mere anticipation of a reward gives us a dopamine rush. This effect is stronger when the reward is unpredictable. Think of a slot machine. You're hooked on the dopamine hit you get from pulling that lever, whether you get a payout or not. In the retail industry, this is called the treasure hunt effect. Because of TJ Maxx's inventory, a selection of goods that is broad but not deep, the constantly rotating selection creates a sense of urgency. It's now or never. It might not be here if you wait and think on it. To pull this strategy off, TJ Maxx and other off-price retailers need to be able to do a high volume of sales at a high speed. TJ Maxx lives by the mantra, door to floor in 24. Merchandise often arrives at stores on rolling racks that employees wheel straight from the truck to the sales floor. TJ Maxx takes an average of 25 days to sell its merchandise, a quarter of the time it takes traditional department stores. That's how they handle the high turnover that keeps customers coming back to check in for new treasures. Which brings us to TJ Maxx's secret weapon, their team of 1,000 buyers. Their buying team is considered one of the best in the industry by retailers and retail analysts. The buyers are the geniuses responsible for curating that perfect mix of stuff you need and stuff you didn't know you needed but are thrilled to discover buried in a rack at 35% off the retail price. Before the buyers are turned loose, they undergo a rigorous training program called TJX University. The goal is to teach each buyer how to identify value. They're taught to use a formula that rates an item's brand, fashion, quality, and price on a scale of 1 to 4. A score of 16 is considered a perfect buy. The buyers spend 3 years in training, shadowing more experienced buyers. All this preparation is because when they're ready, they get lots of autonomy, negotiating millions of dollars and cutting deals on the spot. At most department stores, these deals are subject to lengthy review and approval processes from the higher-ups. This is another key to the TJX playbook. Giving the buyers autonomy enables them to be opportunistic. Traditional retail buyers make deals far in advance during certain buying seasons. For example, in November, retail buyers are cutting deals on summer fashions. The shipments will arrive to stores in March, and they'll be on display in April. But if an item isn't selling as predicted, department stores sometimes cancel or return orders, leaving clothing manufacturers with a lot of unsold goods on their hands. That's where TJ Maxx comes in. If it's May and you have hundreds of thousands of unsold bikinis, you're happy to cut a deal with TJ Maxx because they can buy up the whole order and move it quickly. This puts TJ Maxx in a good negotiating position, and they're able to pass those deals on to the customer. This is a good time to clear up some myths about off-price retailers. The stuff they're selling isn't just damaged goods and weird old cast-offs from last season. The company's former CEO is on record saying that 85% of what they sell is from the same season and year it was designed for. 85% of it is purchased directly from manufacturers, and less than 5% of their merchandise is what you would call irregular. This business model shields the company from direct competition with the likes of Amazon because the e-tailer can't recreate the experience of a real-life treasure hunt. And because off-price stores carry a lot of merchandise that's been discontinued, customers can't really do the old try it out IRL and then buy it for cheaper online trick. The TJX formula, a treasure hunt shopping experience supported by extremely flexible buying, has proven itself out over the company's 40-year history. But there are some clouds on the horizon. For one thing, the company noted in their last earnings call that they've got their eye on rising freight and labor costs, plus potential tariff increases on goods imported from China. And there's increased competition in the off-price space. You've got established TJX competitors like Ross and Burlington Coat Factory, but Nordstrom, Macy's, and Saks are also increasing their off-price offerings. But the model has worked so well that Wall Street investors and retail analysts are still bullish on the Maxx. Thanks so much for watching. See you down in the comments. Hit the bell icon to get notified next time Cheddar puts out a new video. We'll see you next time.